What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, February 3rd, 2017, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on the iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Johnny Knoxville has signed on to star in a theme park set comedy titled Action Park. The film will revolve around Knoxville and a group of friends irresponsibly designing and operating their own theme park, Variety reported. Knoxville is producing the film with Billy Gerber and Derek Frieda under the Dickhouse Pictures banner and Paramount. Knoxville is also penning the script alongside John Altschuler and Dave Krinsky. Directed by Tim Kirby, the film is set to be beginning production in March in South Africa. Action Park marks the fifth film between Knoxville and Paramount, following a trio of Jackass movies and 2013's Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa, which grossed $152 million worldwide on a $15 million budget. ITV has released a trailer for the third and final season of its Dorset set mystery series, Bride Forge. Set to return to British television this month, Season 2 will find David Tennant and Olivia Colman reprising police detectives Alec Hardy and Ellie Miller. Their next case will be a sexual assault in their Dorset community. Church regulars Jodie Whittaker and Andrew Buchan will also return to play Beth and Mark Lattimore, while Arthur Darvill is back as Vicar Paul Coates, Carolyn Pickles as newspaper editor Maggie Radcliffe, and Adam Wilson as Ellie Silvertown. They're joined by series regulars Julie Vincent McHale, Lenny Henry, Georgina Campbell, Sarah Parrish, Charlie Hickson, and Mark Baisley. Show creator Chris Chibnall has once again written all 8 episodes of the drama, which picked up 3 years after the events of Season 2. Executive producer Jane Featherstone said in a statement, Chris Chibnall first sent me the script for the opening episode of Broadchurch 6 years ago. I was struck by one defining element. I love the characters, I love the beauty of the world, I love the powerful whodunit narrative, but all above, I love the way it explores its small-town community in such depth. Always to inhabit a space, which means we can stay with our characters and our town after the crime has happened, to really examine the long-term effects of a tragic incident on a community. Our characters had lives before we joined them, and they will continue to exist after we have gone. Principal photography began on Sharknado 5 in Bulgaria Thursday, Sci-Fi and the Asylum announced. The latest installment in the over-the-top creature feature disaster picture franchise will once again star Ian Ziering, Tara Reid, and Cassie Serbo. Anthony C. Ferrante, who directed the first 4 films, is back to helm this latest installment based on a script by Scotty Mullen. Sharknado 5, which sees the deadly weather phenomenon of shark-infested storms bombard cities around the world, will film in more than 5 countries, including the United Kingdom and Australia. The Sharknado TV movies are typically packed with celebrity cameos, but none have been announced for the 5th sequel yet. George R.R. Martin is set to release a new Game of Thrones-related short story as part of an upcoming anthology release. The tale, titled The Sons of the Dragon, will appear will chronicle the history of the Targaryen family. Reports. The Book of Swords will be edited by longtime marketer Gardner Doyce. It will feature 15 short stories in total, written by authors Matthew Hughes, K.J. Parker, Scott Lynch, Robin Hobb, Garth Nix, C.J. Cherry, Elizabeth Bear, Ellen Kushner, Ken Louis, Daniel Abraham, Cecilia Holland, and Peter S. Beagle. Martin's selection will detail the reigns of the second and third Targaryen kings, Aenys I and Maegor the Cruel, who ruled the world of Westeros through roughly 250 years before the start of Game of Thrones. The short story comes as fans eagerly await the long-delayed next entry in the Song of Ice and Fire series, The Winds of Winter. Martin said in January of the novel, not done yet. I made progress, but not as much as I hoped a year ago, when I thought to be done by now. I think it will be out this year, but hey, I thought the same thing last year. Tamron Hall is departing NBC and MSNBC, the anchor and network announced Wednesday. NBC News said in a statement, Tamron is an exceptional journalist. We value and enjoy her work at Today and MSNBC and hope that she would decide to stay. We are disappointed that she has chosen to leave, but we wish her all the best. Hall added, the last 10 years have been anything I could have imagined, and I'm grateful. I'm also very excited about the next chapter. To all my great colleagues, I will miss you, and I will be rooting for you. Hall was serving as co-anchor of the 9 a.m. hour on Today alongside Al Roker. Her contract was set to expire in February, the New York Times reported. Hall's exit comes as NBC plans to remove the Today's 9 a.m. hour in order to make room for incoming anchor Megyn Kelly, who joined the network after leaving Fox News. Roker is expected to continue hosting the 9 a.m. slot until the fall, when Kelly's program will debut. In addition to Hall, today's weekday lineup has lost Natalie Morales, his involvement in the taping from 2005, in which the hotel mogul was heard making remarks about groping women. Melissa McCarthy is an eco-warrior attempting to save the planet in Kia's upcoming Super Bowl ad. The comedic commercial released by the car brand Wednesday features the actress driving a Kia Niro as she receives calls to protest and help save wildlife from around the world. McCarthy soon finds out that saving the planet is no easy task, as well sends her flying into a boat, a tall tree as she's strapped to cut down, a polar ice cap melts between her feet, and a rhino charges at her horn first. The spot's voiceover announced, "It's hard to be an eco-warrior, but it's easy to drive like one." The ad will air during Super Bowl 51 on Sunday. In a related story regarding the Super Bowl, Lady Gaga detailed her upcoming Super Bowl 51 halftime performance Thursday during the press conference in Houston. The pop star was preceded on stage by Luke Bryan, who will be performing the national anthem at the big game. Bryan said of singing at the Super Bowl, "What an opportunity. It's why I moved to Nashville, to remember what happened Sunday. It will certainly be a highlight of my career." 3 original cast members of the Tony Award-winning musical Hamilton, Renee Elsie Goldsberry, Jasmine Cephas Jones, and Philippa Sue will also be on hand to sing America the Beautiful. Gaga answered a variety of questions from the media about her highly anticipated concert, but would not divulge details concerning which songs she would be performing or how many costume changes she would undergo. She said, "I don't want to give away what songs I'm singing, but we went through my whole career and chose songs that fans and football fans would enjoy," noting that it would be a tremendously athletic show. She continued by saying, "I'm going to have to say that the preparation for this show is the show business version of the athletes. Myself and my dancers have been training for months for this." The singer also stressed to reporters to not read into the bee emoji used on a recent Instagram photo that has led fans to believe Beyoncé might be making an appearance at the Super Bowl. When asked if the 30-year-old had any plans to make a political statement, Gaga responded, "The only statements that I will be making are the ones I've been consistently making throughout my career." She says, "I believe in a passion for inclusion. I believe in the spirit of equality, and the spirit of the country is one of love and compassion and kindness. My performance upholds those philosophies." Gaga also mentioned that the 13-minute concert sponsored by Pepsi would feature an appearance from the tremendously wise Tony Bennett. Close friends Kim Kardashian and Chrissy Teigen launched their own book club Wednesday. The 36-year-old reality star and the 31-year-old model invited celebrity pals and fans to join them in reading the Betty E. Eddy book, Embraced by the Light. Kardashian tweeted, "So guys, at Chrissy Teigen and at Jennikin Hare and I are starting a book club. I'm making them read Embraced by the Light as our first book." She added, "Hey, at Lala, join the book club with at Chrissy Teigen and at Jennikin Hare and I. This book is a life changer." Teigen also encouraged fans to join us, explaining, "I think you just get the book and read my dudette." Kardashian later confirmed they will review the books on her website and app. Embraced by the Light encounters Eddie's near-death experience and reported journey into the afterlife after dying in the hospital after undergoing surgery. The book reached #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. Kardashian described it as a story of a woman who died during surgery and came back to life. She shares her journey of what heaven is like. It's so good by at Betty J. Eddy. Kardashian and Teigen are longtime friends whose respective husbands, Kanye West and John Legend, are also close. Teigen defended the reality star in October after Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint in Paris. Lena Dunham once said that she hooked up with on her show Girls. The 30-year-old actress admitted Wednesday in the Times Talks interview that she made out with a day player actor during season 1 of the HBO series. Dunham confessed, "I did make out with the day player actor on our first season," after co-star Allison Williams remarked that none of us had triads with our co-star. She explained, "It was before we understood the full boundaries of professionalism. I was like, you've been on set for 8 hours, you seem interested in me and my power, I would like to go to the 11th Street bar with you." The star recalled, then I kind of got there, I was like, oh god, this person doesn't think I'm cute, he's just like, she runs a TV show and I'm an actor. I like, this is a nightmare. I inadvertently became the grossest male producer. Dunham has since started dating musician Jack Antonoff and received a moonstone ring from the Bleachers singer in April for their anniversary. The actress has denied engagement rumors in 2015 after she was spotted wearing a different ring. She told E! News at the time, "That ring is everything is that everyone was talking about is a friendship ring I wear with girls writer Jenny Conner." The star asserted, "I love my boyfriend. I'm very lucky to call him my life partner, but you will soon see me pregnant with twins." Dunham is the creator and star of Girls, which will return for a sixth and final season February 12th. The series follows four 20-somethings in New York and co-stars Williams, Jemima Kirk, Josiah Mamet, and Adam Driver. Drew Barrymore says she is learning to co-parent with love and honesty following her divorce. The 41-year-old actress discussed on Wednesday's episode of The Ellen DeGeneres Show her community with her ex-husband Will Coltman and their two daughters. Barrymore told host Ellen DeGeneres, "Divorce was just like my worst nightmare as a parent, so I so wanted to raise my kids in this ultra-traditional way and do everything so the polar opposite of my experience." She explained, "It really is about the tone you set. Kids watch what you do every single day of your life, all day long, and that behavior and that example and that love and community and honesty is just, I think, what makes everything feel safe for my kids." She also said, "I got two families. I went from like 0 to 2, and it's a miracle and it's a blessing. The road is different than what you try to make it or what you expect, and you just figure it out and figure it out with grace." Barrymore and Koppelman, who share 4-year-old Olive and 2-year-old Frankie, split in April after nearly 4 years of marriage. The actress posted a photo of her parents in November, reflecting of her past year. Chance the Rapper, Little Big Town, Sturgill Simpson, William Bell, and Gary Clark Jr. to take the stage at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards ceremony in Los Angeles. The artists will join previously announced performers Adele, Daft Punk, Dave Grohl, Alicia Keys, John Legend, Bruno Mars, Metallica, Maren Morris, Anderson .Paak, A Tribe Called Quest, Carrie Underwood, Keith Urban, and The Weeknd. James Corden is to host the February 12th gala honoring excellence in music. The show will air on CBS. Britney Spears powered through an onstage nip slip on Wednesday in Las Vegas. The 35-year-old singer continued to sing and dance after suffering the wardrobe malfunction during her Piece of Me residency at the Axis in Planet Hollywood, according to TMZ. Spears was performing her song "Work Bitch" when her leotard slipped to one side and exposed her left nipple, as seen in a fan video. The star appeared to not notice and finished the song. The Grammy winner previously said the dance through a wardrobe malfunction when the strap on her bondage-inspired bra came unhooked. She performed through a similar incident in 2015 where her bodysuit came unzipped. The star told the Las Vegas Sun in 2016 of a revamped show, added a few fan favorites into the show, changing up the intro, and had fabulous new costumes designed for each act. Spears opened up on the AMP 103.7 show Fast in the Morning this month about her boyfriend Sam Asghari. She had on the set of her Slumber Party music video in 2016. I kept his number, and it was so weird because it was like 5 months later. I found his number in my bag. I was like, he is really cute. The guy was really cute, so I called him. Spears last released the album Glory in August, which debuted number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart, residents in the United through 2017. Drake offered to 20,000 fans Wednesday after special guest Travis Scott fell through a hole in the stage. The two were performing together as part of Drake's Boy Meets World tour at the O2 Arena in London when suddenly Scott disappeared down a trapdoor while performing his song Goosebumps. Fan footage captured from the event featured Drake walk towards the hole to help Scott up, proclaiming, "That's turned." Scott then finished performing his song. Scott did not appear to sustain any injuries, but did damage a huge orange globe that was meant to appear on stage, the BBC reports. Drake then later told the audience, "I'm doing this shit for free tonight, and London, England, I love you. I hope you enjoy your free show," as the performance concluded. A photo of the globe was shared recently on Drake's Instagram. In a related story, Nicki Minaj has reunited with your Young Money cohorts Dre and Lil Wayne on social media following her split from rapper Lil Meek. Minaj captured a group photo featuring the trio smiling together side by side, #Big3, #Young Money. Drake and Young Money president Mac Main also shared the image of the latter writing, "My family, I honestly missed the shit. Had to make him laugh to get that magic out. P.S. Nicki, take 100 pics to get the one. LOL, the queen." Together on Beyonce posted with daughter Blue Ivy on Thursday following her pregnancy news. The 35-year-old singer shared new photos and a series of pictures of Blue Ivy on her website after announcing Wednesday on Instagram that she and husband Jay-Z are expecting twins. She wrote, "I'm watching life inside me grow. There's life growing inside of me, and I'm beside myself with joy. Was it your voice I heard? You speak to me from inside me. I have 3 hearts." Beyonce and Jay-Z married in 2008 and welcomed Blue Ivy in 2012. The Formation singer's pregnancy announcement dethroned Selena Gomez for the most liked post ever on Instagram. The star said, "We would like to share our love and happiness. We have been blessed 2 times over. We're incredibly grateful that our family will be growing by 2, and we thank you for your well wishes." Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, was among those to congratulate the couple online. The 63-year-old businesswoman, who is also mom to singer Solange Knowles, was relieved to no longer have to keep the news secret. She wrote, "Wow, I didn't have to keep the secret anymore. I'm so happy. God is good. God is so good. Twin blessings. Thank you for all your well wishes, beautiful messages. I appreciate them so much." Beyonce says in an ad for her performance wear line Ivy Park in September that Blue Ivy inspired the collection. She called her daughter the one person that I love more than anyone in the promo. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1959, rising American rock stars Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson are killed when their chartered Beechcraft Bonanza plane crashes in Iowa a few minutes after takeoff from Mason City on a flight headed to Moorhead, Minnesota. Investigators blamed the crash on bad weather and pilot error. Holly and his band, the Crickets, had just scored a #1 hit with That'll Be the Day. After mechanical difficulties with the tour bus, Holly had chartered a plane for his band to fly between stops on the Winter Dance Party Tour. However, Richardson, who had the flu, convinced Holly's band member Waylon Jennings to give up his seat, and Richie Valens won a coin toss for another seat on the plane. Holly, born Charles Holly in Lubbock, Texas, and just 22 when he died, began singing country music with high school friends before switching to rock and roll after opening for various performers, including Elvis Presley. By the mid-50s, Holly and his band had a regular radio show and toured internationally, playing hits like Peggy Sue, Oh Boy, Maybe Baby, and Early in the Morning. Holly wrote all his own songs, many of which were released after his death, and influenced such artists as Bob Dylan and Paul McCartney. Another crash victim, J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson, started out as a disc jockey in Texas and later began writing songs. Richardson's most famous recording was the rockabilly Chantilly Lace, which made the top 10. He developed a stage show based on his radio persona, the Big Bopper. The third crash victim was Richie Valens, born Richard Valenzuela, in the suburbs of Los Angeles, who was 17 when the plane went down, but had already scored hits with Come On, Let's Go, Donna and La Bamba, an upbeat number based on a traditional Mexican wedding song, though Valens barely spoke Spanish. In 1987, Valens' life was portrayed by the movie La Bamba, and the title song performed by Los Lobos became a #1 hit. Valens was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001. Singer Don McLean memorialized Holly, Valens, and Richardson in 1972 with American Pie, which became a #1 hit, which referred to February 3rd, 1959 as the day the music died. Also on this date in 1989, John Cassavetes died. The film director, writer, and actor John Cassavetes, hailed as a fiercely independent filmmaker and a pioneer of America's cinema verite, died on this date in 1989 at the age of 59 in Los Angeles. Born in New York City, Cassavetes studied acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts there. As an actor, he scribed to the method school in which actors attempted to replicate the emotional conditions under which the character they are portraying is operating. Cassavetes racked up an impressive number of TV roles in the 1950s on programs such as Studio One, Kraft Theater, and Playhouse 90. He also reprised some of them on the big screen. In the late 1950s, Cassavetes starred in the well-reviewed TV series Johnny Staccato. By that time, he had met and married actress Gina Rowlands, who would go on to star in many of his films. They would have 3 children, Nicholas, Zane, and Zoe. Cassavetes got funded for Shadows in 1960s, his first film as a director, by making an appeal on a radio show to listeners who wanted an alternative to the standard Hollywood fare. Filmed on the streets of New York City on a shoestring budget, the movie was shot on a 16mm film, stock using a handheld camera. The script was partially improvised, and the actors were from a method class Cassavetes had been teaching. When the film was released, its images were blown up to 35mm, causing it to take on a grainy, real look life that was praised praised by film critics, especially in Europe, where Shadows won the Critics' Award at the Venice Film Festival. The movement in cinema verite, films that portray their characters in everyday situations with dialogue and settings that was as natural as possible, was gaining ground in France, and Cassavetes' film became one of the first examples of that genre. The success of Shadows got Cassavetes contracted for 2 studio films, Too Late Blues in 1962 and A Child is Waiting in 1963. He took so long over filming and editing that the studios eventually took control away from him, and both films flopped at the box office. Over the next 2 decades, Cassavetes acted in movies to earn money for his own projects. Among many of his notable film roles were The Dirty Dozen in 1967, for which he earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and Rosemary's Baby in 1968, in which he portrayed Mia Farrow's sinister husband. As a director, Cassavetes was best known for complicated domestic dramas such as Faces in 1968 and Husbands in 1970, which was filmed with Peter Falk and Ben Gazzara. He had his biggest mainstream success with The Woman Under the Influence in 1964, for which Rollins was garnered the Best Actress Oscar nomination. Cassavetes was nominated for Best Director. His later films included The Killing of a Chinese Bookie in 1976 and Gloria, which won the Golden Lion Award at the Venice Film Festival, Love Streams in 1984, and Big Trouble in 1986. Perhaps due to the strongly personal nature of Cassavetes' films, reviews were usually divided equally between raves and pans. In the years after his death, however, his films were issued in DVD sets and studied in film school classes, and his reputation as a pioneering filmmaker became more generally acknowledged. Cassavetes' son Nick followed in his dad's footsteps, directing in 1996 Unhook the Stars, starring Rollins, and 1997 She's So Lovely, an adaptation of one of his father's movies. And as your entertainment report for Friday, February 3rd, 2017, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.